They say 10 million people a year visit our region, and with that many people passing through, you need plenty of buses, cabs, and rental cars to move them around. So why is it so hard to hail a cab around here? Well, I don't need to put Jamie Campolongo on the spot with that question because he's been asking it of himself. He's the president and CEO of Pittsburgh Transportation Group, which operates Yellow Cab. Welcome. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Yeah, why don't we start, for people who don't really know Pittsburgh Transportation and think of you mostly as a cab company, what is it exactly that you all do?
We do, well, we own Yellow Cab, of course, People's Cab, Checker Cab, and the new City Cab that's going to come out for downtown residents on March 20th. Been a large bus company that all the parking shuttles you see from the Civic Arena and the North Shore and the parking lots, those are all ours, all under the compass. And then we have a limousine company, Embassy Coach Limousine, and we operate Super Shuttle back and forth to the airport.
Okay, so a lot of, you touch a lot of people with all of that activity for sure. And relatively new ownership. There was an ownership change not long ago?
Yeah, I sold the company to Veolia International Company, big outfit, 9 billion euros in turnover a year, so we've got plenty of financial wherewithal behind us now, which is great for us because small businesses are sometimes limited to what we can do with our, our cash resources. Now we have much more cash resources to be able to do these new opportunities like bring Super Shuttle to town and City Cab to town. So it's going to be really good for us.
So those really are a result of what you've been able to do thanks to Veolia. What's it called again? City Cab or
City Cab?
Okay.
City Cabs, they're kind of cool. We're gonna bring them out on the 20th, and they're really set to operate downtown. So they can't go to the airport, and there's a big sticker on it that says no airports.
Okay.
So we don't want them walking up and even trying to go to the airport in them. They're there for downtown residents. Downtown residents will move up in the queue to be first up in that cab fleet. So they're really to address short trips downtown, moving people around town. There'll be more of them on when there are big conventions that you guys are going to talk about are coming to town. So we think we're responding to an emerging market with more people moving downtown. Nightlife's a little bigger downtown, so we want to make sure that we're moving along with it.
You're defining downtown as what geography?
Yeah, the great North Shore, South Shore, the upper edge of the Hill District, that whole encompassing thing. So,
so this whole central business district.
And we'll do a little bit of Oakland when Oakland kind of needs the help. I mean, service in Oakland pretty good. So, but when the kids are moving around at night, south side to Oakland, we'll do that work too.
And I know there's been some talk recently about the whole hailing cab issue.
Yeah.
You brought it up yourself. Well, why is it's so hard to hail a cab in Pittsburgh?
Well, it's not. It's that we haven't been trained to hail cabs. I mean, we've been a demand and response or call and demand cab company forever. There's stands downtown, and the culture was we never did it. We were always allowed to do it.
Okay.
And with some meetings with the PUC, the Public Utility Commission, they said, can we get a hailing cab system going? And we said, well, yeah, but we're going to have to educate the public. So, excuse me, in 2013, over our 100th year anniversary. So, for the 100th year, we're going to start hailing cabs, and that's where What the Hell and Hell Yes, a taxi cab are going to come in. So we'll do those two promotions. You'll see them, billboards, the tops of the cabs, retraining all of our drivers so they understand it because they don't do it. They don't understand it. So I would think by mid-13, we'll be a hail town. So when visitors come in and they go like this to the cab now, the cab driver waves back and keeps going. So
exactly, nice friendly Pittsburgh cab driver.
Like, how you doing?
Yeah.
So we're going to change that, and it's really out of a response of my involvement with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and a lot of the complaints about the taxi service are more that you can't hail a cab. Not that you can't get a cab, because they're not used to it.
You can always walk down to a hotel. There's almost always a cab at one of the downtown hotels.
If you're from Chicago or from New York or from other major metropolitan cities where they hail, then you don't, the cab goes by and now you don't know where to go get it, so you refer to a map. So we want to fix that little hitch in service.
Well, you hear people who come in from those major metros and they have that expectation. It probably will make Pittsburgh seem bigger to those folks and to the transplants of the region. Only got about a minute left, but I do have to ask you about the whole situation with the Port Authority and the big questions about transit. Would seem to be both an opportunity as well as a challenge. If people can't take the bus, it's a lot more business, but the streets potentially are going to be gridlocked.
Yeah, I really think from our perspective that they need to look at public-private partnerships and maybe rethink the model on the paratransit model where seniors could get vouchers and use those vouchers in a taxi cab, use them in another form of service, because that particular system all the equipment's dedicated to service. It can only operate there. So if you have that $60,000 wheelchair van, you can't use it for something else. You have to keep it there. So all that expense, that capital, is going against those federal dollars. When if you loosen that up and you could use a voucher, they could use a cab, which is less expensive. They could use, you know, whatever they want, pay the difference if it's not enough, and the federal government and the Port Authority gets the savings if they take something less expensive. So, I mean, I think those are the kind of things we have to look at, new ideas out of the box.
Just really more creative hybrid models to try to deal with this. So good. Well, a lot going on, and we'll have you back as all of this, especially as you get close to the hailing the cab part. That's going to be a big change, big cultural change for all of us here in the Pittsburgh region.
Be good.
All right, excellent. Jamie Campolongo from Pittsburgh Transportation. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we'll be back in a minute with little dollars and cents. Stay with us.